Hi everyone, hope that you all are doing well. Today let's extend the integration of LLMs with Spring Boot application using Spring AI. Today let's integrate with Deepseek R1 with Spring Boot application. As you know that I made a playlist of Spring AI integrating with OpenAI's GPT model. Uh, we will extend to Deepseek R1 model and integrate with our Spring Boot application. We'll extend this playlist and we'll include the integration of Deepseek R1 as well. So in today's video, we'll be learning that how you can use Deepseek R1 in your Spring Boot application using Spring AI's integration, and we will be having that Deepseek R1 model locally present in our systems, right? So how you will be locally downloading that system, I'll also tell that using the Olama, right? And then how you can integrate with your code and how you can like play with the framework, right? And then there are a lot of applications that can be implemented using those LLMs. And then nowadays, like a lot of AI buzz is going on, so you should know that how you can improve in your coding standards, how you can learn new things if there exist related to AI. So Spring Boot has already provided an integration with various LLMs using Spring AI, so you should have knowledge of it. So I will mention this playlist in the description. You can go and check this out. And also in today's video, we'll be extending this playlist with adding the integration of Deepseek R1. But before we jump into the video's context, I would like to request you that if you find my videos knowledgeable, please do hit like, share and comment on the videos, and if new to the channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon. First, let's understand that how will we integrate with Deepseek R1. So basically, I said that we'll be downloading Deepseek R1 model into our local system using Olama. So if you go to Google and type in Olama, so you'll get the first website of Olama. And what you can do is that you can see that we are on the website of Olama, and you can see that what all models Olama has integrated with. Like if you download Olama, there will be a lot of models you can work with, like Llama 3.3, DeepSeek R1, 5.4, Mistral, and Gamma 2, right? And other models locally. So basically, like if you go back and check my previous videos on Spring AI, there we were working on GPT model, and in the GPT model we were directly had an access of the API from GPT itself. Like they provided us a token, we were passing that token into our application, and we were very much easily accessing that GPT model wherever it has been like deployed, right? So we were using the API to basically hit that model and get the response out of it. But right now in this particular example, we'll be downloading DeepSeek model for into our systems, and then we'll be using into our Spring Boot application using Spring AI, right? So this is Olama website. I'll mention that in the description. What you have to do is you have to simply click on download, and you'll like I need to download it for Windows. So I downloaded it for Windows. You can download for Mac, Linux, any systems you can download for it, right? After downloading it, there would be a setup file that will get downloaded. You would simply just click on double click on that particular file. It will download the Olama setup, right? And then after downloading the Olama setup, if you go and search DeepSeek R1, like you can see that what all models are there. You can also view all. I'll click on DeepSeek R1 as we'll be working on this. So basically, what when we download the Olama, and let me go to the Olama directory where it has been downloaded. So here it has been downloaded in my uh, let me open in CMD. So it's in my local data, right? Olama is being downloaded in my local data. So what you have to do is you have to particularly go on this particular page by searching on DeepSeek R1, right? Search on DeepSeek R1, you will be on this page, and you can see that there will be like a lot of models that you can work on with DeepSeek. So it provides like R1 67.1, then 5B, then 7B, right? So you can run these models locally, right? So it is being provided by Olama. So what you can do, like I want to run DeepSeek R1, right? So what I will do is I'll just simply copy this particular command, and I'll run this particular command here, right? When you will be running it for the first time, it will download Deepseek R1 into your system, right? And Deepseek R1, like the size is around 4.7 GBs, right? So it will take a lot of time to get downloaded. I already have downloaded it, so if I run this command, my R1 will be active and I can ask queries to it. So let me run this command first. Actually, it is a very kind of slow response system when you are running it locally. So you have to be patient while running this system. So if I type in like hello, so it will give me response, but it will take a lot of time. So you know that like I have run the command, so you can see that it has started to show the response to the question. So it says that I'm thinking, and then it has given me a response, hello, how can I assist you today, right? So when I ran this command, olama run deepseek r1, so it ran the deepseek model on my system, right? It was already deployed on my system, right? It was already, sorry, downloaded on my system. So I just ran this command, olama run deepseek r1. So it simply ran deepseek r1 on my system, and when I asked a question or when I asked some query, it gave me an answer, right? So this is Deepseek R1. This is how you can download Deepseek R1 and run it on your systems, right? So now, as I said, that we will be working on the integration of Spring Boot application with Olama Deepseek R1. So let me first go to the official documentation of Spring AI. So as you all know, like let me close this, right? I don't need this because I know that now my uh, Deepseek R1 is already running on my system, so I can close this, no issues with that. So now if you can see that Spring AI has already provided a lot of like integrations with a lot of AI models, right? So basically, what if you go back into my previous video as well, we did it with GPT model, and same way you can use Deepseek R1 and get the response through the chat client APIs, right? So basically what you have to do is like same, like it has already given you a code sample that you can simply go and run into your applications, right? It is using command line runner, and you can simply like create a controller for your application and run this, right? So let's start by writing a particular, like, yeah, the difference that I was telling you, like I was first in my previous videos, I'll show the snippet of my previous video as well, that in the code part we were writing this particular key, right? We were writing that this particular key, that what is the key for the OpenAI, right? So key here specifies that you are being given an access of an API that has been there on the OpenAI's system, right? And you are hitting that particular API using this particular key, right? So it was like a third party API that we were hitting to get the response, because OpenAI's GPT model was associated somewhere else and we were hitting from our local environment. But now, as we'll be hitting it from our particular system only, and Deepseek R1 is running on our system only, so you don't need any kind of a key, just that you need to specify that which model you are using, and automatically Spring AI gets to know that what model has been running. It's like we specified Deepseek R1, it goes and checks that if there is a Deepseek R1 installed locally, then pushes the query to that Deepseek R1 and gets the response, right? So same way we'll be implementing a small example, and then thereafter again I'll be creating another part of this video where we'll be working with Deepseek R1 to solve some problem, or basically get some logical output from this particular model, right? As we did for OpenAI as well. So so let's go on the ID and let's start writing the code. So let's go to the ID, and I'm on my ID. Let's go and let's create another uh, project for Spring AI, right? So let's click on file, and by file let's go on new, and then Spring. Let's name it as Deep Seek R1 Spring AI example, right? So Deepseek R1 Spring AI example, and my Java version is 21. My packages are com.code with raman.implementation. So let's go next, and we'll be creating a small controller application. So I'll be requiring Spring Web dependency, right? And I said that we'll be using Spring AI. So if you go and open Spring AI, there are a lot of models, right, which Spring AI is integrated. So it's like Mistral AI is there, then there is like Open AI's model is also there. So like I need to use Deepseek R1. So if I search Deepseek, I'll not find anything, right? If I search Deepseek, nothing will be there. So how we are using? We are using Deepseek through Olama, right? So if you see that I said that we'll be downloading Deepseek from Olama, right? So if you search Olama, you will find a dependency. So if you search Olama, yes, so you'll find a dependency under Spring AI, right? It's Olama dependency. So we need to select this. Our Spring version is 3.4.3. So let's finish and let's import the project. So our project is ready. It's ready and imported. Let's go to the pom.xml and let's see that what dependency Olama included. So let's go and let's check the dependency. So you can see that we have added the dependency of Spring Starter Web, right, to create a REST controller. And then we also have a dependency of Spring AI Olama Spring Boot Starter, right? So this dependency will help us to integrate our application with Deepseek R1. So now what we can do is we can have a simple controller package. So let me first create a controller package. Let's say new class, and let me say dot controller package, and I'll say Deepseek R1 controller, right? So let me finish and let me write some code here. So first what I have to do is first let me mark this as a let me say REST controller. And as I said that in the previous video as well, if you go back and check for the OpenAI GPT model, we were using chat client API to integrate and to get our responses, right? At that moment, when I was using chat client API, at that moment call function was there, right, in the chat client API, right? We were directly calling the call function to from our like getting the question from the user and then calling the call API. Now the call API has been deprecated, right? First it was deprecated and then it got removed, right? So now it has been removed. Now you have to use some prompt method, so, right? So what you can do is you can say private, and you'll get a client, chat client, right? Now we have to define this chat client using the constructor injection, right? We have to inject the chat client into our controller application. So how we'll do is we'll say public Deepseek R1 controller, and we will be using the chat client using the builder, right? So we'll say chat client dot builder, and we'll say chat client builder, right? Chat client builder, and writing this we'll say this dot chat client equals chat client builder dot build, right? So we'll be building the chat client object using chat client builder, right? So now what we have to do is we can simply write a method, right? So let's say public, and we will be returning, so we'll simply return a string, and we'll say chat with Deepseek, and in the input we'll be getting the query. So we'll be saying request param, and we'll say string, and we'll say query, right? So we'll get the query and we'll be returning a string response. Mark this as a get mapping, so let me say get mapping, and in the get mapping let's say Deepseek R1 query. Deepseek R1 query, right? So this will be my endpoint. So now what we need to use the chat client API directly and return the response, right? So what I can do is I can use chat client and I'll say prompt. You can see that now this is a new method, prompt, where you can pass the content, right? Content is the query that you want to pass. So I'll say prompt dot, and it has taken already the input of query, right? And I'll say dot, and I'll say call, and I'll say content, right? So we'll get some content out of it. So let me say toString as well, right? So what we are using the chat client here, and we are using the prompt method to pass our query, and then calling the function, and we'll get the content. Content basically is the answer that we are getting from any of the model that we are using, right? So this is a very small example that we are just describing that how you can integrate with Deepseek R1 and ask your queries with this Spring Boot application, with the integration of Spring Boot application using Spring AI, right? So now I would say that I have written the code, right? I've done with the code part. So what I can do is I can simply go, and what I can do is uh, let's go into the resources. Here what we have to do is, as in the previous examples as well, we defined the model, right? So we need to define the model that for which model we are working, right? So we need to use the particular property. So we'll say spring.ai dot olama. Yes, so it has picked the olama, right? So we'll use olama options chat options dot model, right? And in the model we'll be defining the Deepseek R1 name, right? So you have to be proper in like what is the name of your model. So if I go back and if I go here, I will get the name from here, Deepseek R1. So this is the model that is being installed. So if I put it here, right, so this is my model. So let me save, and now I would suggest my application is ready. So let's go and let's run this application first. So let me run. As I said that we are using Deepseek R1 model locally, so it is taking time to respond to your queries. So just you have to be patient while writing the queries, and it might take a lot like time to respond to you. Like I'll say Deepseek R1 query. Deepseek R1 query, and after the query we have a query, and we'll say hello Deepseek. Let me run this particular query here. What response we get from this model, let's see. It will take time, like so we have to be a little patient and we have to wait for the response. So we already have hit the query. So if we till the time the response comes, if we go back, and what we did was that Spring AI has basically made it very easy for your applications, your web applications, to have chat models, AI chat models already integrated with your applications that you are creating, right? By simply integrating with Spring AI, you can include any of the model as your chat model for your web applications. So it has resolved a lot of problems for web applications, wherein you have to separately define a chat model and integrate with your web applications. It's just done with a simple Spring AI dependency and just writing few lines of code by for making it integration with the chat models of that particular LLMs. And LLMs are smart enough to give you answers to your queries, right? So we have the output, right? It took a lot of time to give us the output. Basically, you can extend this application using the Webflux as well. so that you can get the line by line output from the AI LLM model that you are using, right? That we'll do in the next video, and along with that we'll be solving some logical problem using this AI, right? We'll either use the DeepSeek AI or maybe Mistral or any other model, right? And we'll definitely resolve some like some logical problem using this LLMs. So basically, in today's video, we were understanding how you can use DeepSeek R1 or any other model using Olama locally, and basically integrate your Spring Boot application with these LLMs. And so this was it from this video, right? So in this video we learned that how we can integrate with DeepSeek R1 with your Spring Boot application using Spring AI. The output is in front of you. I just wrote hello DeepSeek and it gave me an output, hello, how can I assist you, right? So I'll make more videos on the integration of DeepSeek R1 with our Spring Boot application, so please stay tuned. And we'll, as I said, that I'll be solving some logical problem using the DeepSeek R1 in my next upcoming video on LLM integrations or Spring AI integration with our Spring Boot application. So please stay tuned. Hope that you people would learn something from this video. Please do hit like, share and comment on this video. And if new to the channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Hope to see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.